The rain has been falling on the lighthouse for as long as the keeper can remember. The drops touch the old slate roof with soft little taps. They slide down the smooth stone walls. They gather on the windows and rest there for a quiet moment before drifting lower. The sea around the tiny island is calm. Small waves rise and fall with patient rhythm. Everything moves slowly. Everything feels gentle. Everything feels ready for another peaceful evening. The keeper wakes in a small room inside the tall stone tower. A thick wool blanket rests across the bed. The blanket feels warm and heavy. The pillow feels soft beneath a calm head. The room is simple. A wooden chair waits beside the wall. A little table stands near the bed. A small shelf holds old books with worn covers. Their pages carry the quiet smell of paper and time. The scent mixes with the smell of wet stone, warm tea leaves waiting nearby, clean salt air, and the fresh touch of rain drifting through the tiny crack around the window frame. The keeper opens quiet eyes. Amber light from a small lamp glows across the room. Shadows stay soft. Nothing feels sharp. Nothing asks for hurry. The sound of the rain joins the slow ticking of the grandfather clock below. Tick, tap, tick, tap. The sounds fit together like calm breathing. The distant sea answers with slow waves touching the rocks below the lighthouse. The great lamp above rests silently for now, waiting for its evening work. The keeper takes one slow breath. Then another. Cool air enters. Warm air leaves. The blanket slips back little by little. Bare feet touch the smooth wooden floor. The wood feels cool for a moment. Then it begins to feel friendly beneath quiet steps. Hands rest on the edge of the bed. Fingers notice every smooth place where many peaceful mornings have begun exactly the same way. The rain has been falling on the lighthouse for as long as the keeper can remember. The drops touch the old slate roof with soft little taps. They slide down the smooth stone walls. They gather on the windows and rest there for a quiet moment before drifting lower. The sea around the tiny island is calm. Small waves rise and fall with patient rhythm. Everything moves slowly. Everything feels gentle. Everything feels ready for another peaceful evening. The keeper wakes in a small room inside the tall stone tower. A thick wool blanket rests across the bed. The blanket feels warm and heavy. The pillow feels soft beneath a calm head. The room is simple. A wooden chair waits beside the wall. A little table stands near the bed. A small shelf holds old books with worn covers. Their pages carry the quiet smell of paper and time. The scent mixes with the smell of wet stone, warm tea leaves waiting nearby, clean salt air, and the fresh touch of rain drifting through the tiny crack around the window frame. The keeper opens quiet eyes. Amber light from a small lamp glows across the room. Shadows stay soft. Nothing feels sharp. Nothing asks for hurry. The sound of the rain joins the slow ticking of the grandfather clock below. Tick, tap, tick, tap. The sounds fit together like calm breathing. The distant sea answers with slow waves touching the rocks below the lighthouse. The great lamp above rests silently for now, waiting for its evening work. The keeper takes one slow breath. Then another. Cool air enters. Warm air leaves. The blanket slips back little by little. Bare feet touch the smooth wooden floor. The wood feels cool for a moment. Then it begins to feel friendly beneath quiet steps. Hands rest on the edge of the bed. Fingers notice every smooth place where many peaceful mornings have begun exactly the same way. The smell of old books drifts from the shelf again. It blends with damp stone and the clean scent carried by the rain outside. Somewhere below, a small kettle waits on the stove. Tea leaves rest inside a little tin. Honey sleeps inside a glass jar. Fresh bread waits beneath a folded cloth. Nothing changes. Nothing needs to change. The keeper opens the room door. The old hinges make the gentlest whisper. The spiral staircase curves downward through the center of the lighthouse. The smooth wooden railing shines with years of careful hands. The stone steps feel cool beneath wool-covered feet. The air grows slightly cooler lower inside the tower. It carries the scent of stone touched by rain through many quiet seasons. One careful step follows another. The grandfather clock becomes louder with every turn around the staircase. Tick, tick, tick. Every sound feels steady. Every moment feels known before it arrives. The keeper rests one hand upon the railing. The polished wood feels smooth like calm water. Small places along the railing become familiar under gentle fingers. There is one tiny curve, then another. Each place feels welcoming. Each step becomes another peaceful circle around the center of the tower. Rain taps above. Rain brushes against the windows. Rain slides through tiny channels carved by time into the old stone outside. The sea answers with soft waves folding onto quiet rocks below. Somewhere high above, the great lighthouse lamp waits in silence. Soon it will glow with warm amber light. For now it rests peacefully. The keeper reaches a small landing and pauses beside a narrow window. Gray light enters softly. Raindrops decorate the glass. Tiny streams join together before slipping toward the bottom edge. Beyond them, the sea stretches without hurry. Gentle mist floats close to the water. The horizon hides inside pale clouds. The keeper simply watches. Watching becomes enough. No thought asks for another thought. No sound asks for silence because silence already lives inside every gentle noise. The lamp is warm. The tower is safe. The rain is a gentle song. Your breathing is slow. The keeper continues downward. Each foot finds the center of every stone step. The staircase curves again. Then again. The slow turning feels almost like floating. The lighthouse seems to breathe with quiet patience. Stone holds warmth from yesterday. Wood holds smoothness from many careful hands. Air carries the calm smell of rain and salt together. At the bottom waits the little kitchen. A small stove stands against one wall. Copper pans hang neatly above it. A blue kettle rests quietly upon the iron surface. Beside it sits a round ceramic teapot with a simple lid. A small wooden board holds one loaf of plain bread beneath a clean cloth. A tiny jar of golden honey catches the warm glow from the nearby lamp. The keeper enters without making any sound. The floorboards feel solid beneath slow steps. A hand rests upon the kettle handle. Cool metal waits patiently. The keeper fills the kettle with fresh water from a stone jug. Water pours gently. Its quiet song joins the rain beyond the walls. The kettle returns to the stove. A careful hand places it exactly where it always belongs. The keeper reaches for a small matchbox. It feels light inside the hand. The wood of the box feels dry and smooth. One finger slides the cover aside. Tiny matches rest in neat rows. Their pale heads wait quietly. The keeper lifts one match with gentle care. The little stick feels almost weightless. Fingers hold it without hurry. The match waits beside the rough, striking strip. Everything becomes still for one calm breath. Then another. Outside, rain continues its endless music upon the roof. The grandfather clock keeps steady time. The sea answers with patient waves. The smell of wet stone fills the kitchen. Salt air drifts through the smallest opening near the window. The scent of tea leaves waits inside the little tin nearby. The keeper draws the match slowly across the rough strip. A soft whisper comes first, then a tiny scratch, then a small warm light blooms at the tip. The flame glows gently. Gold and orange dance together. The tiny warmth reaches waiting fingers without burning them. The match gives a quiet crackle. The light reflects across the polished kettle. It touches the copper pans with gentle color. It paints the stone wall with peaceful amber. The keeper lowers the flame beneath the kettle. Dry kindling catches slowly. Small pieces glow. A tiny flame grows. Then another joins beside it. Warm light settles beneath the iron surface. The kettle begins its patient work. The match becomes shorter. The keeper watches the little flame with calm eyes. Then the match is placed safely into a small stone dish, where its light fades quietly into a thin curl of gentle smoke. The smell of warm wood rises for only a moment before blending again with tea leaves, wet stone, salt air, and rain. The keeper closes the matchbox and places it back upon the shelf. Every object returns to its familiar place. Every movement feels complete. The lamp is warm. The tower is safe. The rain is a gentle song. Your breathing is slow. The keeper opens the small tea tin. Dry leaves rest inside with their rich, earthy fragrance. The scent rises softly into the warm air. A tiny wooden spoon lifts one careful measure. Then another. The leaves fall into the waiting teapot with the faintest rustling sound. The keeper closes the lid again and rests both hands around the warm ceramic pot, waiting for the kettle to begin its gentle whisper. The first quiet bubbles begin deep inside the kettle. They are almost too soft to hear. They rise slowly through the clear water. Tiny circles drift upward, touching one another before disappearing. The keeper stands nearby without hurry. Both hands rest lightly upon the smooth wooden counter. The warm glow from the little stove paints gentle amber shapes across the old stone walls. Outside, the rain continues its endless song. Some drops fall upon the slate roof. Some brush softly against the windows. Others slide down the lighthouse walls before meeting the dark rocks below. The sea answers every falling drop with slow, patient waves. Nothing rushes. Nothing changes. The quiet rhythm remains the same. The grandfather clock marks another calm moment. Tick. Then another. Tick. The sound fills the lighthouse without asking for attention. It simply belongs there, just as the rain belongs outside and the sea belongs around the tiny island. The keeper watches a little curl of steam rise from the kettle spout. It twists slowly through the warm kitchen air before fading into nothing. Another curl follows. Then another. Each one moves differently, yet every one feels familiar. The smell of warming water joins the comforting scent of tea leaves waiting inside the ceramic pot. Salt air slips through the smallest opening near the window. Wet stone gives the room its cool, peaceful fragrance. Somewhere above, the great lighthouse lamp waits quietly. Soon it will glow across the gray sea. There is no hurry. There is always enough time. The keeper reaches toward a favorite mug resting on an open shelf. The mug is round and simple. Its surface feels smooth beneath quiet fingers. Tiny marks from many peaceful evenings decorate the glaze. Each mark tells nothing except that the mug has been held gently many times. The keeper places the mug beside the teapot. The kettle begins its gentle whisper. Soft steam escapes with a calm little breath. The sound grows only slightly louder. It never startles. It simply becomes another quiet voice inside the lighthouse. The keeper wraps one hand around the kettle handle. The handle feels comfortably warm. The other hand lifts the lid of the teapot. Dry leaves wait patiently inside. Their rich scent rises again, earthy and comforting. Warm water pours into the pot. The sound is soft, gentle, steady. The leaves begin their slow dance beneath the clear water. They rise. They settle. They open little by little. Their color spreads through the water like golden clouds, becoming deeper and richer with every passing second. Steam rises toward the ceiling. It curls. It bends. It disappears. The keeper replaces the teapot lid with quiet care. Now the tea waits. The keeper waits with it. Nothing needs to happen quickly. Outside, rain continues falling upon the lighthouse exactly as before. The windows shine with tiny streams. Beyond them, the gray sea stretches beneath gentle clouds. Small waves roll toward the island. They touch the rocks with soft sighs before slipping away again. The keeper walks toward the nearby window. The cool glass welcomes resting fingertips. Tiny drops race each other downward. Some join together. Some continue alone. Every path looks peaceful. The keeper watches without counting the moments. The smell of tea grows deeper behind. The smell of rain remains fresh ahead. The old books resting upon another shelf breathe their quiet paper scent into the room. Everything blends together. Salt, tea, wet stone, wood, rain, warmth. The lighthouse feels alive without making any loud sound. The stove quietly glows. The kettle settles into silence. The grandfather clock keeps patient time. The sea breathes. The rain sings. The keeper smiles softly. There is nowhere else to be. There is nothing else to do. The tea simply becomes ready one peaceful breath at a time. The keeper returns to the table. The teapot feels pleasantly warm. The lid lifts once more. A gentle cloud of fragrant steam rises. Tea flows into the waiting mug. The color shines like warm amber beneath the kitchen lamp. Steam dances upward in slow ribbons. The keeper places the teapot back upon its small woven mat. Next comes the honey. The glass jar feels cool. The lid turns slowly. One quiet twist. Then another. The sweet scent drifts into the warm air. The keeper dips a small wooden spoon inside. Golden honey stretches into a shining thread. It falls slowly into the tea. One circle. Then another. The spoon stirs gently. Round and round. The honey disappears without hurry. The tea grows smooth and sweet. The keeper places the spoon upon a little plate. Nothing clinks loudly. Everything lands softly. The lamp is warm. The tower is safe. The rain is a gentle song. Your breathing is slow. The folded cloth covering the bread lifts easily. Fresh bread waits beneath. Its crust feels firm. Its inside feels soft. The keeper cuts one simple slice. The knife moves slowly through the loaf. Crumbs gather upon the wooden board. They remain where they fall. The keeper places the bread beside the mug. Nothing more is needed. The meal is small. The meal is enough. The keeper sits in the old wooden chair beside the window. The chair welcomes familiar weight. It gives one tiny creak before becoming still again. The mug rests between both hands. Warm ceramic feels comforting against quiet fingers. Heat slowly travels into peaceful hands. Steam brushes gently across the face. The keeper closes calm eyes for one slow breath. Tea smells warm. Honey smells gentle. Rain smells fresh. Stone smells cool. Books smell comforting. The first sip comes slowly. The tea touches waiting lips. Its warmth spreads across the tongue. The honey brings quiet sweetness. The rich tea follows gently behind. Every taste feels simple. Every taste feels complete. The keeper swallows slowly. Warmth settles comfortably. Another breath. Another peaceful sip. Outside, raindrops continue drawing shining paths across the window. The sea remains soft gray beneath the cloudy sky. No ships appear. None are expected. The empty water feels peaceful exactly as it is. The keeper watches one larger wave rise. It rolls toward the rocks. It folds into white foam. Then it becomes water again. Nothing dramatic happens. Nothing needs to happen. The wave simply arrives, then leaves. The grandfather clock quietly continues. Tick, tick, tick. Its steady rhythm joins the rain and the sea until every sound becomes one gentle song. The keeper lifts another small piece of bread. The crust gives the faintest little crack beneath careful fingers. The inside stays soft. A bite follows. Simple bread carries quiet comfort. Another sip of tea follows. Warmth returns once again. Steam rises gently between each peaceful breath. The kitchen feels even cozier now. Amber light rests upon the wooden table. It shines softly across the mug. It reflects from the honey jar. It warms the old stone walls until they seem almost golden instead of gray. Outside, the rain never stops. Inside, the warmth never leaves. The keeper remains completely content. There is no need for conversation. There are no questions waiting. Only rain. Only tea. Only quiet. Only gentle time. The keeper finishes the last sip. The mug becomes lighter. Only a little warmth remains inside. The final piece of bread disappears slowly. Crumbs rest quietly upon the plate. The keeper folds the cloth back over the loaf. The knife returns to its place. The honey jar closes with one careful twist. The spoon is rinsed beneath cool water. Tiny drops sparkle before slipping into the stone sink. The mug follows. Warm water flows gently around the smooth ceramic. The keeper washes it with slow circles. The cup becomes clean once more. The teapot receives the same quiet care. Tea leaves rest peacefully before being placed into the small compost bowl. Fresh water rinses the pot. Everything becomes ready for another evening. Every object returns to its familiar place. The kitchen grows still again. Only the rain continues speaking. The keeper dries both hands upon a soft towel. The cloth feels warm and thick. The fingertips feel clean. The keeper looks upward. Far above waits the great lamp. Soon it will shine across the peaceful sea. The spiral staircase waits patiently. Its smooth wooden railing curves upward through the center of the lighthouse. Stone steps disappear into warm amber shadows. The keeper takes one calm breath. Then another. The little kitchen remains neat. The stove glows softly. The grandfather clock continues its faithful rhythm. The rain falls without pause. The sea answers quietly. The keeper places one hand upon the polished railing. The wood feels smooth from countless gentle evenings. One careful step begins the climb. Then another. The circle slowly rises. Around, and around, and around. Each foot finds the center of every stone step. The cool stone feels steady beneath warm wool socks. Tiny windows appear now and then along the staircase. Each one holds another peaceful picture of rain sliding across glass. Gray water, gray sky, gray clouds, soft light, always gentle, always calm. The keeper climbs without counting the steps. There is no need to count. Every step belongs exactly where it is. The lamp is warm. The tower is safe. The rain is a gentle song. Your breathing is slow. The staircase curves again. The railing remains smooth beneath quiet fingers. The air grows slightly cooler as the keeper climbs higher inside the lighthouse. A faint humming begins far above. It is almost too quiet to notice. The great lamp is waiting. Its peaceful heart is almost ready to glow. The keeper continues upward. Slowly, calmly, comfortably. The rain continues falling on the lighthouse for as long as anyone could imagine. It falls upon stone. It falls upon slate. It falls upon glass. It falls upon the waiting sea. Every drop belongs. Every sound comforts. Every quiet moment gently welcomes the next one as the keeper climbs toward the warm light waiting above the peaceful tower with slow, steady breaths and calm hands resting always upon the smooth wooden railing while the endless rain sings its familiar gentle lullaby without ever asking for anything more than quiet listening and peaceful hearts together inside the safe lighthouse, surrounded by the calm gray sea and soft amber light. Underscore 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 underscore. The keeper continues upward through the quiet spiral of the lighthouse. The steps curve gently beneath the tall stone walls. The rain follows along the outside of the tower, tapping softly against every window. Each tap feels like a tiny note in a slow and peaceful song. The keeper's hand moves along the smooth wooden railing. The polished surface feels warm in some places and cool in others. Years of gentle care have made the wood soft beneath the fingers. The railing bends with the staircase, guiding the way upward without hurry. Above, the faint hum of the great lamp grows a little clearer. It is not a loud sound. It is a calm sound, a steady sound, a sound that belongs to the lighthouse. The keeper pauses beside another narrow window. The glass feels cool beneath one resting palm. Outside, the world is covered in rain. The sea is a wide field of soft gray. The clouds hang low and peaceful. Tiny drops gather on the glass and slowly join together. One raindrop moves down, then another follows. The keeper watches the paths they make. There is no need to look away. There is no need to search for anything else. The rain provides everything this moment needs. The lamp is warm. The tower is safe. The rain is a gentle song. Your breathing is slow. The keeper continues climbing. The stone walls hold the quiet warmth of the lighthouse. They carry the scent of old stone, clean rain, and the faint salty breath of the ocean. The air feels fresh and cool. Each breath enters slowly and leaves slowly. The grandfather clock below becomes softer with every step upward. Tick, tick, tick. The sound fades into the distance, but never disappears completely. The lighthouse keeps time. The rain keeps rhythm. The sea keeps breathing. The keeper reaches another landing. A small wooden shelf rests against the wall. Upon it sits a folded cloth, a small candle, and an old book with a faded cover. The keeper does not pick up the book. It simply rests there, peaceful and patient, like everything else inside the tower. The keeper touches the edge of the shelf for a moment. The wood feels smooth. The cloth feels soft. The old book feels cool beneath a gentle hand. Then the keeper moves on. The spiral staircase continues. Upward, always slowly upward. The great lamp waits above. The keeper knows every part of this journey, every turn, every step, every small sound. Yet each evening feels fresh because each evening carries the same beautiful calm. The rain changes slightly from room to room. Near the lower windows, it sounds like tiny fingers touching glass. Near the middle of the tower, it sounds like soft brushes moving across stone. Higher above, near the lamp room, it sounds like a gentle blanket covering the roof. Different sounds. Same peaceful rain. The keeper climbs another step. Then another. The wool of the robe moves quietly with each motion. The fabric brushes against itself with a soft whisper. The air around the keeper remains still and comfortable. At last, the top door comes into view. The keeper reaches toward the handle. The metal feels cool. The hand closes around it gently. The door opens with a quiet wooden sound. Beyond it waits the lamp room. The room is round and bright with soft amber color. Large windows surround the space. Rain covers every pane. The outside world looks dreamy and distant through the shining drops. At the center stands the great lighthouse lamp. It is tall. It is beautiful. It is calm. The glass panels are clear and clean. The brass around them shines softly. The lamp is waiting for the keeper's gentle care. The keeper steps inside. The door closes quietly behind. The sound of the rain changes here. It surrounds the room. It touches every window. It moves across the curved roof. It creates a peaceful circle of sound. The lamp hums softly. The keeper places both hands beside the lamp. The brass feels cool. The glass feels smooth. The familiar work begins. First, the keeper looks around the lamp room. Everything is exactly where it belongs. The cleaning cloth rests on the small table. The polishing cloth rests beside it. The tools wait neatly in their places. Nothing is out of order. Everything is ready. The keeper lifts the first cloth. The fabric feels soft against the fingers. It moves slowly across the brass edge of the lamp. One gentle circle, then another. The brass begins to shine a little brighter. Amber reflections move across the room. The rain outside catches the warm glow and turns each drop into a tiny golden line. The keeper continues with patient hands. There is no hurry. The lamp does not need rushing. The lighthouse does not need rushing. The rain does not need rushing. Everything follows the same quiet rhythm. The lamp is warm. The tower is safe. The rain is a gentle song. Your breathing is slow. The keeper polishes one small section of brass. Then another. The cloth moves in slow circles. The surface becomes smooth beneath the gentle touch. The scent of polished metal joins the other familiar scents in the room. Wet stone, salt air, old wood, tea that still lingers softly from below. Fresh rain. The keeper breathes slowly. The lamp room feels peaceful. The great windows show the endless ocean. The gray sea stretches beneath the dark sky. Rain falls between the lighthouse and the water. The drops seem endless. The keeper watches them for a moment, then returns to the lamp. A small section of glass catches the eye. The keeper lifts the soft cloth. The glass feels cool. The cloth feels warm. Together they meet in gentle movement. Slow circles. Soft pressure. Clear glass. The keeper cleans carefully. Every part receives quiet attention. The glass becomes brighter. The amber glow becomes stronger. The lamp begins to look ready for the night. The keeper takes another slow breath. The room remains silent except for the gentle sounds. Rain, wind, lamp, breathing, all together, all peaceful. The keeper looks around the lamp room. The round walls glow softly. The old stone seems golden. The wooden floor reflects small pieces of warm light. The windows hold thousands of tiny raindrops. The sea waits below. The island rests quietly. The lighthouse stands safely above everything. The keeper places the cloth back on the table. One task is complete. Another small moment begins. The lamp is warm. The tower is safe. The rain is a gentle song. Your breathing is slow. The keeper reaches toward the next part of the lamp. The work continues gently as the rain keeps falling over the peaceful lighthouse and the quiet sea below. The keeper reaches toward the next part of the lamp. The work continues gently as the rain keeps falling over the peaceful lighthouse and the quiet sea below. The keeper lifts another soft cloth from the small wooden table. The cloth feels light and smooth. It rests easily between careful fingers. The cloth moves again. Slow circles, gentle pressure, quiet care. The keeper cleans the glass until the surface feels smooth and clear. The reflection of the lamp appears brighter. The amber light reaches farther across the room. It touches the wooden floor. It touches the stone walls. It touches the keeper's calm face. The lighthouse feels like a small world of warmth surrounded by endless rain. The keeper walks slowly around the lamp. Each step makes a soft sound on the wooden floor. The floor feels solid beneath the feet. The room curves gently around the keeper. Every window offers the same peaceful view. Rain, sea, sky, light. The keeper stops at another window. A hand rests against the cool glass. The coolness feels refreshing. The warmth of the lamp remains nearby. The two feelings meet together. Cool rain outside. Warm light inside. A perfect balance. The keeper watches the waves. A wave rises slowly. It moves toward the island. It reaches the rocks. It folds gently. Then it returns to the sea. Another wave follows. Then another. The rhythm never asks to be noticed. It simply continues. The rain never asks to be heard. It simply sings. The keeper returns to the lamp. The cleaning continues. The brass around the glass receives careful attention. A polishing cloth moves across the golden surface. The cloth leaves a soft shine behind. The brass reflects the lamp's glow. Tiny points of amber light appear around the room. The keeper watches them quietly. The reflections look like little stars resting inside the lighthouse. The keeper does not need to count them. The keeper does not need to name them. They are simply there. Beautiful. Calm. Enough. The lamp is warm. The tower is safe. The rain is a gentle song. Your breathing is slow. The keeper checks the lower edge of the lamp. A small spot receives another gentle circle. Then another. The keeper moves slowly around the entire lamp. Nothing is missed. The ceramic feels comfortable. The hands wrap around it. A final sip of tea touches the lips. The taste is gentle. The honey is soft. The tea is warm. The simple flavor brings quiet comfort. The keeper places the empty mug back down. The cup makes a tiny sound against the wooden table. Then silence returns. The grandfather clock below continues. Tick, tick, tick. The sound travels through the stone tower. It reminds the keeper that time is moving peacefully. There is nowhere to hurry. There is nowhere to go. The keeper returns attention to the lamp. The final cloth rests nearby. The keeper picks it up. The fabric feels soft. The movement begins again. A final gentle cleaning. A final careful touch. The glass becomes clear. The brass becomes bright. The great lamp waits. The keeper stands quietly before it. A hand reaches toward the switch. The moment arrives slowly. The rain continues. The sea continues. The lighthouse waits. The keeper turns the switch. The lamp awakens. Warm amber light fills the room. The gentle hum becomes stronger. Not loud, not sharp, just warm, just steady. The light moves outward through the clear glass. It reaches across the rainy sea. It touches the gray waves. It touches the mist. It touches the darkness beyond the island. The keeper watches the glow. The lamp is doing its quiet work. The tower is doing its quiet work. The rain is doing its quiet work. Everything is exactly as it should be. The keeper walks around the lamp once more. The light follows. The amber glow dances softly across the walls. The rain outside becomes golden where it passes through the windows. The keeper smiles gently. The lighthouse shines. The sea rests. The rain sings. The keeper places the cleaning cloth back in its place. The tools return to the small table. The lamp room becomes neat again. Everything is ready. Everything is calm. The keeper moves toward the window. The cool glass welcomes a resting hand. Outside, the light spreads over the empty sea. The water remains peaceful. The clouds remain soft. The rain remains gentle. The keeper watches the endless view. No ships arrive. No sounds interrupt. Only the ocean. Only the rain. Only the warm glow of the lighthouse. The keeper feels completely at home. The lamp is warm. The tower is safe. The rain is a gentle song. Your breathing is slow. The keeper remains by the window for a long while. The raindrops continue their slow paths. Some drops join together. Some drops travel alone. Some drops disappear into the darkness below. Every drop belongs to the same gentle storm. The keeper listens. The rain on the roof. The rain on the glass. The rain on the stone. The rain on the sea. Each sound is different. Each sound is comforting. Above, the roof receives thousands of tiny taps. Around the windows, the drops make soft little streams. Against the stone walls, the rain creates a quiet whisper. Far below, the waves answer with slow movements. Inside, the lamp hums warmly. The keeper closes the eyes for a moment. A slow breath enters. A slow breath leaves. The lighthouse holds the quiet. The island holds the quiet. The sea holds the quiet. The keeper opens the eyes again. The lamp continues glowing. The rain continues falling. The night continues gently. The keeper moves toward the small chair near the window. The chair feels familiar. The wooden surface is smooth. A folded wool blanket rests nearby. The keeper lifts the blanket. The wool feels soft and warm. It settles around the shoulders. The keeper sits comfortably. The lamp shines. The rain sings. The sea rests. The keeper watches the peaceful ocean through the rainy glass, wrapped in warmth, surrounded by the gentle sounds of the lighthouse, knowing that this quiet evening can continue exactly as it always does, with the lamp glowing softly and the rain falling peacefully over the safe and silent tower. On the windows, the rain makes a gentle brushing sound. Across the stone walls, the rain whispers quietly. Far below, the sea moves with slow waves. The waves reach the island. They touch the rocks. They return. Again and again. The keeper listens to every sound. The lighthouse has many voices. The roof, the windows, the walls, the sea, the lamp, the clock below. All of them speak together in a peaceful language without words. The keeper looks toward the small table beside the chair. A few items rest there. A folded cloth, a small notebook, a ceramic cup, a little candle that is not needed because the lamp already fills the room with warm light. The ceramic cup catches the amber glow. Its surface shines softly. The keeper reaches for it. The cup feels cool now, with only a little warmth left from the tea. The smooth ceramic rests gently in both hands. The keeper holds it for a moment, feeling the quiet shape of it. The smell of tea remains faintly inside. Warm leaves, sweet honey, a little memory of comfort. The keeper places the cup back on the table. The small sound of ceramic touching wood disappears into the rain. The keeper turns back toward the window. The ocean waits. The rain falls. The lamp shines. The night continues. There is no need to measure time. The keeper simply sits. The blanket stays warm. The chair stays steady. The tower stays safe. The keeper breathes slowly. In and out. In and out. The rain matches the rhythm. The sea matches the rhythm. The lamp hums beneath the rhythm. Everything moves together. The keeper looks through the glass. The cool window feels smooth beneath a resting hand. Tiny drops gather around the fingertips on the other side of the glass. The drops tremble slightly before moving downward. One drop follows another. A small silver path forms. Then another path appears beside it. Soon the whole window becomes a quiet painting made of rain. The keeper enjoys the simple beauty.